Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all those who are joining us today in this next edition of LinkedIn Live from whichever parts of the world. My name is Harsh. I've been a ship's captain, I've been an investment banker, and now I work as an executive and leadership coach and run my own practice into executive coaching and leadership development. Today, I have a very interesting topic for discussion: the money mindset. What are the mental blocks people have around money when it comes to investing in your personal growth and your personal development? And this is a topic very close to my heart because I interact with so many clients and I see this coming up a lot in our conversations. Because whenever it comes to investing in your own growth, in your own personal development, a lot of people have worry, fear, anxiety. They come from a scarcity mindset and it holds them back really. So today the whole idea is to share my thoughts based on my own experiences and what I've learned when discussing with people, and also to allow you to start thinking from a place of freedom and abundance and not from a place of scarcity. Now, before I begin, let me tell you that over the last several years, I've invested thousands and thousands of dollars in my personal development, whether it is training programs, whether it is getting coached by some of the top coaches around the world, to deepen my coaching skills, to learn new skills, to grow my business. So I truly, truly invest in my personal growth and I truly believe in that. Whether you want to do it or not, that's your personal decision. But hopefully, in today's discussion, we'll cover a lot how you should think about it, and at least it will open up your mind. Now, before we begin that actual discussion, let me draw an analogy to set some context. So, let's say you have a fitness goal in mind. Let's say you want to reduce weight, or you want to run a marathon, or you want to build six pack abs, some fitness goal in mind. Now, how can you achieve that goal? There are a couple of ways you can do, right? One is you can do it on your own, right? You can get trained on your own, practice on your own, maybe watch videos, listen to podcast, and practice on your own, and you might be able to achieve your goal. The second way is you can join a gym or a group training program where you get coached or get trained with a group of people and a support system around that. And the third way is you can actually hire a personal coach, a personal trainer, a personal dietitian, and that person will focus only on your body, your strength, your weaknesses, your diet, your lifestyle. So there are three ways you can achieve that same fitness goal. Now, where do you think you have a higher chance of achieving that goal? Obviously, the third option where you work with a personal trainer because that's a personal attention. The trainer or the coach will motivate you, challenge you, push you, but the focus will personally be on you. That does not obviously mean that you cannot achieve that goal by working on your own self or by joining a group or a gymnasium. You can obviously achieve that. But in the third case, when you work with a personal coach or a trainer, you can say that my chances of success are relatively higher. Right? That's one thing. And your learning curve will be not so steep, could be shorter because there is somebody who's working with you who has already done this before, who's already doing it for other people. So hence your learning curve will be steeper, your chance of success will be higher. Obviously, this will also mean a higher investment. A personal coach is more expensive than joining a gym as a group program. And obviously, when you're working alone, there's no cost. Actually, there is a cost. You invest a lot of your time in trying to learn on your own. So there is a huge cost you're paying in terms of your time. And time, we all know, is also equal to money, right? So just keep that context in mind when you think about investing in your personal growth and what is the best way to achieve your goals and where do you think your chance of success are much higher. So with that sort of context, I think let's get into a discussion, right? What really happens when you think about investing in your personal growth or your personal development? So the first thing which happens is, so there is a cultural angle to it also, right? In a lot of cultures and societies, you would have never invested in your personal growth. So if you look back, your school, college education normally is paid by your parents in many cultures and societies. Once you join a job, a lot of your training and and professional development is actually sponsored by the company. So it is very much possible that some of you would have never ever invested in your personal growth. The closest answer I get when I ask people that have you ever invested in your personal growth is that they have actually bought a gym membership, which they never went to actually. So that's one answer I get. Obviously, in the last 12 to 18 months, we have seen a lot of people investing in online training programs, but there is a catch to it, right? One, if you look at global statistics, online training programs have a completion rate of anywhere between 5 to 10%, which means that 90% of people who buy online training programs never complete that. And if you don't complete that, obviously you're not going to get anything out of it. And two, a lot of people sign up for the online programs purely because of social and peer pressure, because everybody is showing their certificate of completion online, so they also feel the need to do so. Nothing is really changing in their lives, right? So this is the first question I want you to go back and reflect, that have you ever invested in your personal growth and development? And if not, why? That's the first thing you should go back and reflect. The second thing when it comes to investment in your own self is recognizing the need of it. Now, a lot of people who I meet, they say that, look, I'm perfectly fine where I am. I'm happy. I'm content, and that's okay. But a lot of times, you may actually not be happy. You may just be adjusting to the circumstances. It could be a compromise you're making, but you may not necessarily be happy. There is, you know, that you can achieve so much more in life, but for a variety of reasons, you are not pushing yourself. So I want you to go back and think that, do you have really a big, bold dream or a mission to achieve, right? Do you have big goals which you aspire for? Or it could be there are certain areas where you are struggling a lot today. You're facing certain challenges, self-doubt, lack of confidence, lack of commitment, lack of motivation, lack of better time management. There are so many areas where you could be struggling today, but you're not doing anything about it, which means that whatever uh, relatively pain you're having in your life, you're okay with that and you've adjusted to that fact, saying this is how life it will be, and you don't want to invest to improve situation. So the second thing you should go back and reflect is that, how can I feel, or how do I know that I need to invest in my personal growth, right? And you should ask questions like, do you actually have a big vision, big dream to achieve, right? Are there areas where you're currently struggling today? And if somebody can help you in that area, how would life look like? So that's the second thing, the need of personal investment. The third thing is, what you should think about is, a lot of people have doubts that, do I even deserve this investment? Am I even worth that investment? And this question arises because a lot of times we make everything else in life a priority and we push down our needs of growth. This is very, very important. Because you will invest in your family, your kids, your parents, your relatives, your friends, everywhere else you will invest, but you will not invest in your own self. For a variety of reasons, you keep pushing down your needs, even though you feel that, no, I should be doing this. You don't do that because you feel maybe I should invest in family or kids, and you push down your needs. But believe me or not, if you truly ask me, I believe that you are truly worthy of that investment. I believe that you deserve it. The question you should ask is, do you feel that way or not? And I will tell you, you are worthy of that investment. You need that investment. You deserve that investment, more importantly. The next is question about money is, you see, money is always a function of value. So whenever you buy a product or service, you are always exchanging value. So when somebody says, "Look, I don't have money for this," I don't believe that. Right? You always have money for the right things as long as you see value in it, right? And if you go back and look at your life, you are always investing money. You're always buying stuff. You're buying phones. You're going for a vacation. You're buying an expensive meal. You're buying clothes. You're buying a car. You're buying a house. You're always investing, and sometimes in sort of investing huge amounts of money. But you invest when you see there is a value to it. When you don't see a value, then you don't invest. So when somebody says that I don't have money, it is not that people don't have money. It's a question of, do you see the value in it or not? So that's the other thing you need to go back and think is, when I'm thinking about investing in myself, in my personal and professional development and growth, do I see value in it or not? So go back and reflect on that. Now, money is also a question of trust. So with when I say value, there's also an element of trust, right? And when you buy, let's say, big brands, big product brands, there is a trust element. There is a trust you have in the brand. There is a trust you have in the product and service, right? And that is why you typically end up paying a higher price for big brands, in many cases. So when you think about investing in your own self, either in any form of personal development, whether it's a training program or coaching program, you should go back and think, do I trust myself that I will be able to achieve whatever I'm setting my goals for? And two is, do I trust the other person, my coach or the trainer, or not? Because if that trust is missing either in the person whom you want to work with or in your own self, then you will not get the outcome or the results. And I did a video some time back on how to find the right coach for you. You should go back and watch that video if you're not watched, and that can help you actually see how can you actually select a right coach for yourself whom you can trust. And when that trust is established, sometimes money is not that big an issue. Now, money is also a resource. So when I say resource, no, money is a resource, time is a resource, and you can actually get creative about being resourceful. Now, what do I mean with that? If you go back and look at your life, there would be certain instances in your life where you wanted something really bad and you got creative around that. You actually created the resources for that and you got it. If you go back and reflect. So you can also get creative and resourceful around money, whether it is earning, working slightly extra to earn that money, whether it is saving more, spending less, investing somewhere so that you get back a return which you can invest ultimately. Whatever the way you think, people can always get creative in creating money as a resource if you feel that that is a need and that is where you find the value. So the other question I want all of you to go back and reflect is that if you want to invest in your personal growth and development, how can you get more creative and how can you get more resourceful when it comes to money? Let me look at the other point which I had. Uh, yeah, the other thing is about money is when you're investing in personal development or any training program or any coach, you are not investing in that program or the coach. You are investing in yourself. You are investing in your vision, your dreams, your goals. A lot of people say, okay, I have to pay you this much. No, you're not. You might be paying me, but it is an investment in your dreams. So that's very important to think that are your dreams, are your goals, are your ambitions worthy of that investment or not? And let me tell you, yes, it is worthy. Now, whether you want to take that decision or not, that's completely up to you. The other thought which comes to in people's mind around money is return on investment. People always think, okay, if I invest in this program, what will I get out of it? What is the return? Now, this is a bit tricky to understand because when you talk about personal development, a lot of it is around changing behaviors, changing habits, changing beliefs, changing mindsets. And the result or ROI may not be very easily quantifiable. Sometimes you could quantify, but a lot of times these things are not easily uh, quantifiable, and a lot of benefits are actually not very tangible in nature. Of course, things like career promotion, better salary, better business growth, you can measure it at some point in time. But a lot of things, let's say better relationship, better health, higher level of confidence, higher motivation level, all this you it's very difficult to measure. So remember that whenever you are investing in any sort of personal development program, it is not easy to measure the ROI. So don't get too hung on the ROI. And the ROI could both be tangible and intangible. And if you really see, there are a lot of things in which we don't get ROI. Let's say you buy a phone, you don't get any. Of course, you get the utility value of it, but it's not that you're getting anything in return. In fact, eventually, if you sell your phone, it's a depreciating asset. You'll get less than what you had invested. But obviously, there is a utility value in terms of being able to communicate with people. So whenever you think about investing in your own self, don't worry too much about the ROI, because sometimes the ROI would be visible, sometimes may not be easy to calculate. And the second thing is the ROI. Don't just think about the ROI from a short-term point of view, but think about from a long-term point of view, because a lot of personal transformation programs work on the basis of long-term benefits to you and not necessarily immediate gains. Like I gave the analogy in the beginning of setting a fitness goal, and if you are able to achieve that fitness goal of either reducing weight or running a marathon or building six-pack abs, that is the immediate benefit you get. But the longer term benefit is actually developing a healthy lifestyle. So that's a long term benefit. Similarly, in coaching, a lot of long-term benefits you could see in terms of, let's say, overcoming your self-doubts, becoming more confident, getting more clarity, being able to manage your time better. There are so many things you can get, and all of this will have long-term benefits and not just short-term benefits. Now, if you're still too much hung up on ROI, I actually encourage you not to think of ROI, but think of COI, cost of inaction. By not investing in yourself, or by not focusing on your personal and professional development, there is a huge cost you are already paying today, and you already paid in the past, right? And that means that, let's say you are struggling somewhere, you have challenges, um, there's already a cost you paid. That cost could be in terms of lost opportunity at workplace, better projects, promotions, possibility of increment in salary, bonuses. So there is already a cost you paid. That cost would also be in terms of uh, mental peace, happiness, better relationship. All this you've already paid if you're not doing anything about your current situation. And there will always be a cost of inaction you'll continue to pay, which is a future cost of inaction if you don't do anything about your current situation. So when you're thinking about investments, don't worry too much about the ROI. Focus more on the COI, cost of inaction. What will continue to happen if I don't do anything about my current situation? So keep that in perspective, and if you really sit down and calculate, you will find sometimes your cost of inaction could run into hundreds and thousands of dollars. So that's the next point I want to say. And the final point is I want to say is, look, uh, there are two types of people in the world. I always feel one set of people will always want to figure out things on their own. They will say, look, I have these big dreams or goals, or I don't have big dreams or goals. I'm struggling somewhere. I am facing certain challenges, but I believe that I can figure out everything on my own. These people will always spend a lot of time reading books, watching videos, and listening to podcasts, and then trying to do things on their own. A lot of times they will continue to struggle and nothing will change for them. In some cases, obviously, things will change, but many cases, especially based on my experiences, people who always want to figure out things on their own have a huge and steep learning curve. They they spend and waste a lot of time, and still things don't change for them. And because if they knew what to do, they would have already done it, right? So that is one set of people. The second set of people say that, look, I might be facing certain challenges, certain struggles today. I have some big visions of some big dreams to achieve, and for me time is more important than money. I don't want to do it on my own. I want to seek the help of an expert who has done it before, who is helping others as well, so that my chances of success are much higher. And those are the people typically who end up investing in their personal growth and development. The question really for you is, uh, which one are you? Are you the type of person who believes that you are going to figure out everything on their own, or are you the type of person who values time over money and who wants to raise the hand and seek help and support? So if you are able to answer that question, that can bring a lot of clarity whether you should invest in yourself or not. So let me quickly recap what I just discussed before I open up for any questions people might have. So first is, go back and reflect. Have you ever invested in your personal development and growth? And I'm for a short time I'm going to discount some of the online training programs you attend. Second is, uh, are you aware of the need to invest in yourself? Right? Do you have big dreams, a big bold mission? Do you want to create massive impact? Do you want to really step up into this world? Are you facing certain challenges, struggle which have been there with you for long, and now is the time to overcome that? So that's the second thing. Third is, how can you make yourself a priority? Right? You deserve it. You are worthy of it. How can you make yourself a priority? How can you get more creative and resourceful around money? How can you not allow money to come in the way of your personal growth and development? Do you trust yourself and your coach or a trainer with whom you are working? And if you trust, again, the question of money may not arise as much. Don't worry too much about the ROI. Keep the fact in mind that, especially in personal development, ROI could be both tangible and intangible. It might be difficult to calculate, and there are long term benefits which you might achieve when you're going through some of these programs. And finally, keep in mind that instead of ROI, focus on cost of inaction. By not doing anything about your current situation, there is already a huge cost of inaction you're paying. Do you want to continue that cost in the future as well? And the final parting thought is really, when you invest in yourself, you are not investing, sort of investing in the coach or the training program. You are actually investing in your dream, your vision. And if it is totally worth it, you're going to take a powerful decision. So that's all from my side. These were my thoughts around the mental blocks people have around money and how can you start thinking differently. And if you feel you are ready to invest in your personal growth and development, just ping me. Let's have a conversation and see whether we are the right fit to work together. If not, I am hoping that this whatever points I discussed can help you think about it differently. If not now, at any point in the future, whenever you are ready for that. That's really it from my side. I'm going to look at the chat if there are any specific questions people might have, and I'll try to address that. Mohammad Rahman says, yes, we need to invest in our growth, correct. Um Okay, Mohammed wants to invest. He's saying it motivates me. That's great, Mohammed. Thank you so much. Anybody else has any specific questions? I'll wait maybe for 30 seconds. But yeah, go back and think. Don't think from a scarcity mindset. Look, you'll always have 101 reasons for not doing things. All you need is one single reason for doing something. And if you're able to find that reason, I'm sure, if not all, many of you or of some of you would be able to step powerfully and make a powerful decision about your personal growth and development. So I don't see any specific questions here now, but I hope this discussion helps. And do share your thoughts, comments, feedbacks. Would love to hear. But till that time, stay safe, stay indoors as much as possible, stay healthy, and I'll see you on the other side. Thank you.